Kineticnewsdaily, welcome back. We're looking at the G7. Pete Hegseth has, well, he's speaking his mind. We're watching the G7 summit in France yesterday. I watched it live yesterday. Many of you did too, no doubt. And it was about the corporate media is trying to desperately to laugh it off. But Donald Trump, when he first came in, he had a busy day yesterday. I mean, he was over. He signed the Iran agreement. Um, Jumped on an airplane and flew off to Switzerland and jumped off the plane with smiles and all the energy. I mean, 80 years old. Who could possibly believe that he's 80 years old? And he went into the G7 summit and he was shaking hands, waving to people, and it was funnier than hell. He stopped at the foot of the table and he said, "I'm the boss." Well, he did because he basically is, I guess. Um, let's put it this way: if NATO needed to do something, they wouldn't be able to. If NATO had to go up against Russia, they wouldn't be able to. They can't do nothing without the United States. So if you want to look at it like that, yeah, DJT is the boss. The United States of America is the boss. The United States of America is also the one who funds NATO. I mean, for the most part, I would have to say I don't care what their crazy numbers are, but I'm going to have to say the United States of America pays for probably 75+% of NATO. I don't know what the actual number is, but I'm guessing it's somewhere around there by the time you get done with all the fringe benefits everybody likes taking. Um, anyway, uh, I'm the boss, is what Donald Trump said, and he was smiling ear to ear when he said it. It was funny. I started smiling too. Actually, I started clapping. Uh, and the media thought it was a joke. They were playing it off, because they don't want to brush him up. They want to brush him down. So, but there were a lot of folks that weren't smiling, and it was actually not a warning, but it wasn't a warning coming from DJT. It was the truth. I'm the boss. The United States of America is the boss. You want our men and women, our tax dollars to fund this stuff, and then you want our men and women to go put their lives on the line for this whatever the EU wants to do or whatever Britain wants to do. When they talk all tough and stuff, let's talk about what they did when DJT asked for permission to fly through use their airspace. They were denied. NATO headquarters from Brussels turned them down. They said no. Hegseth didn't walk into the room with all those with all the talk of diplomacy. He didn't just walk in there to be told what's happening. He walked in to deliver an ultimatum. That's what Hegseth was doing. And he publicly blasted our so-called NATO allies, calling their behavior during the recent Middle East crisis absolute shameful. I mean, I don't see why we should lift a finger to help them. They denied us. Allies denied us. We never denied them. They deny us. It's called strong arming. And they found out who the boss was because he just told them all at the table at the G7 summit yesterday. He told them who the boss was. And the United States was dealing with active hostiles several European allies, including the UK, Starmer, and Germany's Merz, flat out denied U.S. jets access to joint military bases, and they blocked flyovers of their airspace. And so Pete put it pretty rawly and on the record, and he said, clear as a bell, these allies, they are Americans' sons and daughters, our sons and daughters at risk by denying access. That's what they did. They put our military, our sons and daughters, at risk by denying them this airspace, by denying them access. We've never done that to them ever. I mean, just just think about the betrayal. I mean, you're in the midst of whatever it is. In this instant, it was airspace that they needed to travel through. Maybe they needed to land. Maybe it was an emergency. I don't know the exact details on it because I don't think we're going to hear them. Other than the generic, they were denied. And we were denied by allies. So called allies is what they are. You can't call them true allies because if they were a true ally, well, then they would have done what we did and said, sure, put that plane down. Or, sure, take a shortcut through our airspace. No problem. But that's not what happened. So, what is the penalty? Well, Hegseth officially announced a top down, brutal 6-month Pentagon review on all U.S. force air bases, all U.S. force bases and assets stationed across Europe. And he didn't mince words at all when he said um, it's a review of some countries that they're going to fail. Others will pass. They'll pass with flying colors, no doubt. And then there are others that are not. They're going to fail. And what that means, they're going to be cut. They're going to have to start picking up their own slack. Washington is preparing to pull back a full third of the F-150, F-16, 150 F-16 and F-15 fighter jets assigned to NATO. He's going to pull them back. That's a third of the planes, and they should. We pay for everything all the time, and it's always our men and women on the front line, and it's their asses first. And I know there are others out there too, but yeah. So the jets that were assigned to NATO, we're going to have to pull them back. There, Pete Hegseth has already told them that they're pulling them back, and their aerial refueling planes, strategic bombers, cruise missiles, submarines, the entire aircraft carrier fleet strike group, and the money. Sounds like Hegseth is serious. And you could tell by the way DJT said he was the boss. He wasn't kidding about that. Hegseth also announced a 790 million, might as well just call it $1 billion in NATO organizational dues is now strictly conditional. If a European country doesn't hit its defense spending targets, our dues goes down in accordance. They don't put there what there's. We'll take it out. We'll take it down. So it's will go down proportionately to whatever they're not putting in. You don't pay, American doesn't play. And And that's a good policy. Good for Pete. Whether you like Trump or not, whether you like Pete Hegseth or not, and I don't agree with everything they're doing, but these instances here, they're putting America first. And they're saving, helping, protecting the men and women of our armed forces. And I am very happy that they're standing up for them. And we should back down off of NATO and every other military asset we got out there all over the place. Bring our people home. All right, everybody. Hope you like, subscribe, uh, follow, push the like button there and help us out if you can. Jump over to PayHip and purchase a book. They're really cheap, only $1, $2. Pay what you want, actually. Um, Help us out. So we hope to see you next time. Everybody have a good night. It's Kinetic News Daily. We are live, we are real, and now we are out.